who's coming to Las Vegas. We'll tell you about the legendary band that just announced residency in our town.
And we're going to show you how drivers, including local Kyle Busch, got revved up after the checkered flag this weekend.
And we're going to have some great tips on spring cleaning for your finances that you don't want to miss.
You are watching Las Vegas Now with Lindsay Simon, Kendall Tenney, and Mercedes Martinez.
The video kind of made it look like you were the one getting in a fight after NASCAR.
Oh, I may have gotten into
Really?
a fight or two. I have a little special presentation from my day at NASCAR that you guys are not going to want to miss coming up.
Maybe Mercedes was the instigator there. Welcome to Las Vegas Now. I'm Kendall Tenney.
And I'm Mercedes Martinez. We have a packed show today, including everything that went down after this week's big NASCAR race. And it was a lot of fun. I was out there this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you go? There were so many people.
I had a chance to go. I couldn't make it. And I was also nervous about the traffic going to and from. Was it bad?
It was. It was a little bad going in there. But what's nice is that you're all excited. It's like when you're on a plane and you're flying somewhere and you all are rushing to get in line. Well, you're all going to the same place. You're all going to get there eventually.
There
so
should
just
be
relax.
a sense of brotherhood and camaraderie.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And you may have started the fight that we'll talk about.
I didn't really start it, but I did get to talk to a lot of people who were out there. And wow, I learned a lot about NASCAR fans. I am one. I've been a NASCAR fan for a long time. So it's kind of like my Super Bowl when it's here. I get very excited about it. And some of the people, I got to make some friends. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's good. That's something to look forward to, as well as everything else we got coming up in the show. And we're going to get to those stories in just a second. But first, let's head over to Christiane and Paul for the news of the day in 8 minutes.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Happening now. A busy street in Henderson closed after a deadly crash near Stephanie Street and Warm Springs Road.
This is what we know so far. One person died on the scene. 2 other people were transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. This is a live picture of the scene. Police say no one is in custody at this time, and the cause of the crash is still under investigation. They expect this intersection to be closed for the next several hours. Of course, this is a developing story. We'll have much more coming up on 8 News Now at 5 and 6 o'clock.
Neighbors are begging for answers today after a young woman's body was found burned alongside a condo complex in our area. Police are investigating this as a murder. The body was discovered Saturday near Washington and Tenaya, and that's where Katie Bower is now. Katie?
Yeah, well, Paul, this victim was just a young woman, maybe 16 to 20 years old. Police say she was killed before her body was burned against a wall on this complex here behind me. Check out some of this video we shot today. A growing memorial is now standing from where she was found. A resident of this complex found the girl's remains. Police got the call Saturday morning and believe the victim was likely killed sometime Friday evening. Now, Metro Police were on scene over the weekend and say it appears a fire accelerant was used on the body, but believe she was a light-skinned African-American girl, about 5'4" and 100 pounds, with braids in her hair. They say those were about shoulder length. Now, one neighbor we spoke to today said another resident saw a teen on a bike with a gasoline can the night of the murder. That info has since been passed along to police. Investigators are reviewing security cameras in the area, trying to identify things like how this happened or if she was killed in the same place as the body was found. Right now, they're not sure if the body was dumped over the large wall that was adjacent to a park or if the victim was brought there. Of course, back live, police have been looking into missing persons reports, trying to identify this victim. Of course, the coroner's office has yet to release the name of this Jane Doe or the official cause of death. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Check. Reporting live from Northwest Las Vegas, Katie Bower. I'll send it back inside to you.
Katie, thank you. And more witnesses took the stand today in day 2 of a trial. It's a separate case where a young woman was killed and her body burned. Javier Righetti, accused of raping and killing 15-year-old Alyssa Tremba in 2011. Today, crime scene investigators described the trail of evidence that they followed, including a black bag with a bloody clothing item and a broken knife tip in Righetti's attic. He faces the death penalty if he's convicted of murder.
Well, access to health care is a struggle for many families here in Nevada, but a new partnership is hoping to change that. Today, Health Plan of Nevada teamed up with the Clark County School District to bring health care straight to students at their school. At Cannon Middle School today, Medicine on the Move rolled into partnership with the district, bringing access to x-rays, blood work, vaccinations, even ultrasounds to those who struggle with transportation or don't have insurance.
We want to bring everything that a kid will need. We want to be able to give them a full checkup. We want to do their immunizations. We want to check on their growth and development. Anything you would get at your doctor's office, we're going to do it here.
Well, the mobile clinic can handle 20 to 25 students a day. Coming up on 8 News Now at 6, we will take you inside the clinic, and then we're going to also tell you how many schools and kids they hope to reach this year. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimated today that 14 million people would lose coverage next year under the Republican plan to repeal and replace Obamacare. The budget analysts have not yet released a cost estimate just yet. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump is trying to shore up support for the plan. He has another meeting scheduled with House Republicans tomorrow. And a bill in the Nevada legislature would ban therapists and social workers from talking young people out of homosexuality. It's a practice commonly known as conversion therapy. During testimony this morning, the bill's sponsor, Democratic State Senator David Parks, said it would not apply to religious counselors, just licensed professionals. The bill's sponsor, Democratic State Senator, again, David Parks, called that therapy unscientific and says it can cause psychological damage to vulnerable teens.
The Northeast gearing up for a massive late-season snowstorm. It could hit from Washington, D.C. to Maine.
Very slippery, whiteout conditions, visibility is pretty much non-existent.
This storm system is blanketing the Midwest today, forcing cars off the road in states like Minnesota and Iowa. And there are blizzard warnings down the eastern seaboard, with some parts of New York State expecting between 1 to 2 feet of snow. New York City has already deployed about 700 salt spreaders and will activate more than 1,600 plows once the snow starts falling. Meanwhile, flower blooms are kicking off throughout the West.
And wildflowers are popping up across Nevada, California, and Arizona. We've got some video from Anza Borrego State Park in California, about 6 hours north of Death Valley. Death Valley saw a record number of visitors last year, in part to its spectacular super bloom. Those only happen about once every decade. The Bureau of Land Management is also asking people to share their photos this year using the hashtag, write this down, #TrackTheBloom. That's beautiful.
It's so colorful, almost looks unreal, isn't it? Now let's send it over to Ted for more on our weather.
Paul Christian, thank you very much. Yesterday, 86 degrees the high. That tied the record set on that date way back in 1989. We have 2 days this week where we could actually reach or at least break some records again for that heat. That'll be on Wednesday and Saturday as we get right back to those high 80s. Looking outside right now, 83 in Las Vegas, Henderson 82, North Las Vegas just a digit below that. Notice your winds staying on the calm side. We do expect it to stay that way at least for one more day. Then they'll pick up again, we think, on Wednesday. Evening planner, you know if we got in the 80s, we're going to have a nice mild night tonight. 75 at 9 p.m., 7 o'clock, or I should say 11 o'clock will be at about 70 degrees, nice and clear this evening. Your morning start now at 59 will be between that at 5 and 6 a.m. Your morning commute, 63 degrees tomorrow at 8 a.m. with clear and sunny skies. We'll get right back to those 80s again for tomorrow, and then we'll see those temperatures take a dip. Mercedes and Kendall looks like this week we'll be seeing temperatures between 15 to 20 degrees above average. But like I said, there will be a break finally, maybe for the first day of spring. We'll show you that in the 7-day forecast coming up in just a couple minutes.
We don't even need a break. This is really nice.
I know.
Yes.
I'm a fan for sure.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Ted.
All right, another big name is taking up residency in Las Vegas. The Who.
Who?
The Who are announcing a 6-performance run at Caesars Palace. First rock band to take up residency at the Coliseum since it opened in 2003. And tickets for that will go on sale Friday, March 17th at noon.
That's kind of a big honor. The first rock band there?
Yeah.
Wow, good for them. You know, speaking of Vegas performances, something I may be going to, a 90s favorite trio is celebrating 25 years with a tour and a stop in Las Vegas.
That's the one song I know. Do they have another song?
Oh yeah, they have plenty of hits.
Yeah?
Kendall, come on.
No,
We
that-
have 'em.
wow.
So they're going to be over at the House of Blues on October 25th, and those tickets actually go on sale March 8th.
Okay, smarty pants. Name another Hanson song. I rest my case, Your
all
Honor.
those albums, it's escaping me. This is live TV. I'll
No
find
further
out.
questions. All right.
Siri, tell me a Hanson song that's not Mbop. Oh, she doesn't know.
Siri doesn't even know. All right, this is, thank goodness, this is a story that turns out well, but it was a scary moment for magician Criss Angel. He lost consciousness.
This was really scary.
It was.
I'm so glad he's okay.
Absolutely, yeah. It was during a live performance Friday night, but he was back on stage at the Luxor on Saturday night and posted this message for his fans.
I want to thank you so much for the outpouring of love, prayers, and good thoughts. Well, I had a little incident on Friday. I went unconscious, but I'm back here at the Luxor in Mind Freak Live, bigger, better than ever. Thank you for the love once again. We'll see you at the show.
Yeah, so it happened Friday night as he was attempting the upside-down straitjacket escape, and that's the one where he's suspended by his feet. And as soon as they realized something was wrong, they lowered him to the stage and rushed him to the hospital, and thankfully he was released just a few hours later. And during Saturday's show, did the stunt again and no problems, which is amazing. I would probably wait a little while to do it again.
Yeah, he's very brave. That's kind of how Criss Angel operates. You know, what he does is pretty amazing, but he never stops. He's always going.
Yeah, and what was amazing too, just one more note on that, is the next morning, you and I both were at Walk for Wishes, and thank you everybody for coming out. It raised a ton of money, more than $500,000.
Yeah.
But Criss Angel contributed $100,000. Obviously, he wasn't there that morning because of what had happened the night before, but incredible.
Oh, just for the record, Penny and Me, A Minute Without You, Runaway Run, If Only, all songs by Hanson.
No, but you cheated.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Las Vegas is known for its entertainment. We talked to people at the track to see where they traveled from for the big weekend, and we asked them what their town was famous for.
Also, which UNLV team has just extended its season? Well, there's a hint right there. We'll have more after the break.
I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance.
RC Willie's coupon book contains
plan. Plus, daylight saving time messing with your sleep. Michelle may have a solution. The technology helping you catch those Z's on 8 News Now at 5.
Crew is all wearing Star Wars shirts today.
They all planned it. Seriously, every single one of them is wearing a Star Wars.
Take Marcel's camera again so we can check out Lance Ron, the gang there.
Look at that.
That's fantastic.
Now, we're not going to go into the debate on which Star Wars is the best.
Oh, don't get Lance started on Force Awakens. Not a fan. All right. You were at the race yesterday. Of course, Martin Truex Jr. may have won the Kobalt 400, but it's what happened after the checkered flag that has everyone talking. Local Kyle Busch was taken out by Joey Logano while battling for second place. Oh!
Actually, Kyle went after Joey, but he didn't really connect. And then as you can see, they kind of attacked him, and then Kyle ended up bleeding on his forehead, and I think it's because his head hit the car when they were trying to restrain him, but they didn't really connect.
No connection.
Yeah, they tried, but they didn't.
Well, I guess it started because Logano had cut him off during the race.
At the very last lap.
Yeah, and Kurt Busch was what, in second or third at that point?
Kyle Busch, and he was not very happy. And he said that now they race in Phoenix next week, this coming weekend. And he said he better watch out.
I'll tell you what.
We'll tell you
We're going to be watching that.
It was a beautiful weekend for NASCAR out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They're estimating that about 90,000 people came out for Sunday's race, and then 170,000 total were out there for the 3 days. So who goes to the race? A lot of locals, but a lot of people come in from out of town because our track is one of the best in the country. I was out there to find out where everyone was from and what they think about the most famous words in motorsports. It's NASCAR weekend, and we are here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So we want to go around and meet the people who come to Las Vegas for NASCAR races. We want to know where they're from, what is their hometown famous for, and also the most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines. If they could change those words, what would they change them to? I have Noah here, and Noah, where are you from?
I'm from Spokane, Washington.
What is your hometown famous for?
Fishing.
I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah, and we're probably famous for the Mormons.
What is Price, Utah famous for?
Oh, the great outdoors.
Las Vegas, and it's famous for aliens. Area 51. I got beamed up.
Really?
Yep.
Where to?
Tripton.
Now, if you could change the most famous words in motorsports, what would you change them to?
Can't change that.
You can't?
No,
can't
start your engines. There's nothing better than that.
What about go, go, go?
Oh, no.
No.
They're not buying it.
Probably Here We Go.
Here we go. Do it with some feeling.
Here we go.
I like it.
Get your butt going.
Get your butt going.
Boys have at it.
Boys have at it. That's a good one. That's my favorite so far.
Drivers, rev them up.
I really like drivers, start your engines, but with a lot more pizzazz.
Drivers,
start your engines!
That was pizzazz.
It's fantastic.
We had to add pizzazz to it.
The Las Vegas rep was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
In case you missed it, she was beamed up.
Yep.
She was beamed up to Tripton.
She knew the name of the planet that they went to and everything. She had an answer. I had fun with her. I hope I run into her
Now,
next
do
year.
you think she would give that answer today when perhaps she has imbibed a bit less?
Yeah, I do. I mean, once you go to Tripton, it stays with you.
You're never the same. You're never the same. All right, the UNLV hockey team is going somewhere special, not Tripton. They're going to be enjoying a little March Madness of their own.
The Rebels are headed to Nationals. We're going to head over to Born and Raised, where sports director Chris Matthews tells us how the team's hosting a little send-off party for the Skatin' Rebels. Hey, Chris.
Where am I looking? I'm looking at you. Well, how you doing, guys? Yes, indeed. We're talking hockey, not basketball here in March. It's going to be a lot of fun because the Skatin' Rebels are heading off to Nationals, and it begins this week for them. A lot of fun out here tonight. It's a send-off party at Born and Raised off of Warm Springs and Cimarron. Of course, when you talk hockey, you got to bring in the general manager, Z Khan. And Z, let me just ask you a little bit about this team, because a very experienced team. You won all these games. Now you're heading off to Nationals. Tell us who you're going to play and what it's all about.
Yeah, so we leave tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock. We play Grand Valley State in the first game at 5 o'clock Eastern, so 2 o'clock here at home. Born and Raised will actually be streaming the games live as well here, so everybody can come out and watch. Good matchups. We got a good pool. We have a pool with the top team in the Northeast, William Patterson. We play them on Thursday night, and then Ohio University on Friday. And if we win the pool, we advance to the semifinals. So we like our chances. We have a strong team. Guys are playing really well right now. They're having a lot of fun. Some good practices the last 2 weeks. It's looking forward to it.
You were talking to some of the players a couple of weeks ago, and it's great how this community has kind of rallied behind this team because, hey, the Golden Knights are coming, NHL, why not some hockey?
Yeah, definitely. And it's been great from the community standpoint. You're seeing a lot of people come out to our games. You're seeing a lot more interest in general just for hockey and for UNLV-wise. It's been great because we're winning. We've got, we won 30 games this year. We've had a great 2 years, and the community is definitely coming out behind us, and the Golden Knights are helping that as well.
From what you hear, has progress been a little quicker than you might have expected in terms of getting that support?
I think so. I think that 2 years ago when we all started, myself or any coaching staff, we thought it'll be a little bit of a longer process. But we've seen kids come in here, high-level hockey players buy in, and with the support of the NHL team now, recruiting's gone great. So we're seeing high-level hockey players come through Vegas, and we're starting to develop a culture.
From what I understand, you're also going to be able to play out there and practice, and maybe even play some of your regular season games at that new practice facility.
Yeah, that'll be our home base going forward. So we're when it's done in August, we'll move in and we'll start practicing and playing our games there. We have 18 home games on the slot next year, so it's something where we'll play a majority of our games there, and ideally we get a couple games at T-Mobile as well.
Well, we're out of time. Can this team do it back in Columbus, Ohio?
Belief is there. We got a good group of guys. It's up to them now.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
There he is, Z Khan, who is the general manager of the Skatin' Rebels as the team leaves tomorrow, as we mentioned, off to Nationals. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll have much more coming up at 5 and 6 from Born and Raised off of Warm Springs. Reporting live, Chris Matthews, 8 Sports Now.
Chris, thanks a lot. Good luck to the Skatin' Rebels. Pretty cool stuff. Coming up next on Las Vegas Now.
NWA rapper and in his own right, Ice Cube, he starts a new career venture in the game show business. What show he's going to be the center of, and who else will be joining him?
And here is today's trivia, brought to you by Roladin Shutters. On average, how many home invasions occur every year in the U.S.? The answer may surprise you, and we'll have it when we come back.
Eyeglass World salutes Justin.
1072 for peace of mind.
All right, today's trivia brought to you by Roladin Shutters. On average, how many home invasions, or in this case, we should clarify, how many burglaries occur every year in the U.S.? The answer, according to the Department of Justice, is more than 3,600,000. And about a quarter of the time, 28% of the time, a household member was at home.
Wow, that's scary.
That's scary. Yeah, those numbers are really high.
I know. Well, Ice Cube, one of my favorites.
I know, you're really into Ice Cube.
Started his career with the hip-hop group NWA almost 30 years ago, and now he's gone squared. He's starring in the new Hip Hop Squares. It's a reboot of the classic game show Hollywood Squares. Cube's in the middle square, and he's the boss. Now, his son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., he's also a part of the show. He spoke to CBS this morning about the advice that he would give to his son when it comes to being in Hollywood.
Keep your head about yourself, you know what I mean? Don't let the business blow you up. You know, I feel like when show business, you're as good as your last project, so, you know, always be looking for that next project.
I'm excited because he's coming in concert April.
And you're going?
Oh, yeah. Already bought my tickets.
You're all over the place. You go to everything.
The show premieres on VH1 tonight, so you want to check it out.
Here's some trivia for you. Who was the center square for all those years in the 70s, 60s, 70s, I believe it was, on Hollywood Squares, the original version?
Carol Burnett.
No. It was
who?
Paul Lynn.
Who?
Paul Lynn.
Who's that?
Really?
Who is that? Seriously,
No,
what
he was a comedian back in the 70s.
Oh, a comedian?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who that is. I remember when Whoopi Goldberg was
in the 90s. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's right. That was a revised version.
Stumping me on this trivia,
Kendall. It's because I'm older,
No,
that's
you're
all.
not.
Well, when we talk about cardiovascular disease, the tendency may be to think about men, but it turns out poor heart health for women may be more common than you think. Coming up, we're going to have the causes that may surprise you behind this rise in numbers.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Richard Harris Law Firm.
As a waitress, you're running all over the place.
News now.
All right, welcome back to our Elite Flooring Plus Kitchen, talking about the Cleveland Browns, and it is hard to fake being a fan.
It's tough being a Browns fan.
All right, so we can all talk about March Madness. That's what everybody's going to be focused on this week, as we're starting, of course, March Madness, and then St. Patrick's Day is coming up as well on Friday. So this, we found, a perfect place to chow down and watch the games.
Yeah, with more than 250 beer selections, we have Chef Lanny Chin from Parkway Tavern, Tap House and Grill. He's here with a few festive offers, and you're going to show us how you make one of your specialties at Parkway Tavern. I'm excited about this one. What do you got?
Yeah, so this is our Cuban sandwich. First off, we start with great bread from a local bakery. It's called Great Buns.
Oh, I've eaten a Great Buns before.
They're fantastic. So, I'm just going to split this open. A little bit of mustard. Sorry, we're going to do this kind of fast.
What's the secret with the good bread? It's got to be a little crunchy on the outside?
It's got to be a little crunchy on the outside, nice and soft on the inside. Then we're going to do some Swiss cheese. And then what's different about our Cuban is we have our pulled pork. So this is pork that we smoke in-house, but before we smoke it for 18 hours, we actually brine it for 3 days in Pacifico and a bunch of citrus. It gets really, really great flavor.
That really soaks it up.
And do you guys get especially busy with March Madness? And
March Madness, any major sporting events are huge for us.
Yeah.
Nothing as big as St. Patrick's Day, though. St. Patrick's Day, we're doing parties in all 3 of our parking lots. It's going to be lots of fun, lots of beer. Obviously, we have Guinness here. We have I assume there's going to be a lot of shits of Jameson taking over.
Oh, yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Jägermeister over there.
So then we got our pan. It's getting a little bit hot already. So you got to smash it down, and then we have a little weight here. So I'm going to put it in.
The key is the smash on the
key is the smash, yeah.
It smells good.
We're going to let this go for a few minutes, but I already had one ready here for us. Nice crusty outside. It's still a little bit of melty cheese and pickles in there. It's one of my favorite things on the menu.
So if people come in again, what's the name of it and how do they ask for it?
This is our Cuban sandwich. It's it's popular at all 3 of our locations. And then me personally, I like it with a side of our homemade cut fries, our hand-cut fries, or onion rings. We have these really awesome beer battered onion rings as well.
We're sold on both.
Yeah,
great.
That is a great place to watch a game. I watched the World Series over at Parkway Tavern. The food is fantastic. The service is fantastic. And they have 3 locations around town. You can go check out any one of those.
There they are on your screen right there. And you can ask to see if Lanny's around.
I'm always somewhere.
All right. I appreciate that you were here today very much. And when we come back, we're going to talk about cleaning up your finances.
Furniture for Las Vegas Now, provided by Walker Furniture.
Sportsbook or filling out your bracket.
And our warm weather sticking around a few more days.
How much longer you'll need to run the AC tomorrow on Good Day.
You are watching Las Vegas Now with Lindsay Simon, Kendall Tenney, and Mercedes Martinez.
Welcome back. In today's health headlines, a new study could change the way that women receive fertility treatment. Almost 20% of women who undergo treatment are more likely to develop long-term cardiovascular disease. Now, as women age, researchers suggest that women should remind their doctors if they had any fertility treatment earlier in life. And an alarming new study is showing an increase in the number of children who are in the emergency room for injuries involving baby items such as strollers, cribs, and baby carriers. Now, most of these injuries were due to a fall at home. The study also says parents should look into baby product recalls and make sure you always read the product manual. Kendall, over to you.
All right, Mercedes, it is that time of year when we think about spring cleaning. You go through your house to make sure everything's organized. Question is, have you done your spring cleaning when it comes to your estate and financial planning? Here to discuss that, our attorney Jordan Flake of Clear Counsel Law Group and advisor Nick Strobelt of Avalon Wealth Management. Thank you both, gentlemen, for being here.
Thank you.
Before I ask any questions, I want to let the viewers know, get ready to make a phone call because at the end of this segment, there's an opportunity to win a great giveaway that you guys are giving in relation to this segment.
Yep.
So, Jordan, let's start with you. What advice do you give our viewers when it comes to doing some spring cleaning with your financials?
So when I think about, getting organized and making sure everything's in order, like you said, we do it for our homes, but do we do it for our estates? And what I mean by that is, a lot of your viewers will already have some estate planning documents, maybe a will, a trust, power of attorney documents. But when was the last time you actually pulled those out and looked at them to make sure that they say and do what you want them to say and do, to make sure they're also still valid and enforceable and consistent? What our law firm does is we'll do a consultation. We don't charge, just to sit down with individuals and review those documents and just give them a perspective about whether or not they say and do what they want them to do. And so that's the estate side of making sure your estate and financial planning is under order. That's kind of my part of the responsibility.
Yeah, and you do this with hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yes.
And you see a lot of problems along the way. What are some common mistakes or problems that people have?
So one of the big problems is individuals will go to great lengths to have these elaborate estate plans where they distribute funds for their children or their grandchildren to go to college. But when they pass away, we find out that they really didn't put forth the financial effort to make sure that they could fulfill their wishes for the distribution.
So one of the problems is there's no money.
There's no money. That's a simple, thank you, Kendall, thank you. Simple way to say there's no money.
There's not enough money.
Yeah. So Nick Strobelt, he's with Avalon Wealth Advisors, and he's the one who helps us out to make sure that our clients are taken care of from that perspective.
Yeah. A lot of times when we visit someone for the first time after maybe Jordan met with them, we find that they have a lot of assets, but over working multiple jobs for their career, it's a hodgepodge and a hunch type strategy. They have old 401ks from old employers, and they're sitting in multiple places, and investments kind of happen over years and years, and there's no organization to create and fulfill the goals that Jordan mentioned. Maybe your kid wants to go to college, you want to pay for him. Maybe you want to help him buy a house with a down payment. Maybe you want to give some as a legacy assets down the road. There's no plan for all those things in place, and so creating that plan is vital to succeed.
Well, and it's especially relevant for the senior population as they try try to get things in order as well, and you guys work with those folks a lot as well.
Absolutely. You know, we love the senior population. They're the ones who, at that stage of life, they're, you know, obviously really thinking about these things. We have a big senior population here in town, and it's important that our seniors get really good advice because, of course, there's going to be a lot of different voices in their ear, and that's one reason why we do a consultation, is so that they can get the information before they have to make any decisions.
Yeah, because they're often the victims of scams because they are trying to do the right thing, and then things go sideways, and you guys can help them navigate the waters and make sure they don't get in any of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's important. You know, one of the things that we specialize in is results in advanced planning. And so what that means is if someone comes to the office with assets and they're trying to figure out how to accomplish these goals, we can show them, hey, this is your current plan. This is the likely scenario 15, 20 years down the road if you keep on this plan. And what if we make a couple tweaks to that plan? You know, knowing your goals in place, how does that look likely in the future if we go and make those tweaks? And so they get to see in advance what that looks like, with Jordan doing the proper estate planning in place, and really the transition from one generation to the next can be quite seamless.
You guys work in tandem, which is great, and offer expert advice, as you said, free consultations.
Free consultations, yes.
It's fantastic. Jordan and Nick, thank you both for being here, and we talked about a giveaway at the end of this segment, and let's take a look at that now. You want to give Clear Counsel a call at that number on your screen, 702-476-5900, and the first 10 callers will get a free will. Again, that's 476-5900, or you can visit the office on Stephanie Street in Henderson.
That's right. We'll do a last free will and testament for free, which is a great start to your estate plan. And like you said, the number is 702-476-5900. First 10 callers, please call now.
Jordan, Nick, thanks both.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be right back. Every dog has his day, and I guess every dog has his bad day. This one had an especially rough day. We'll be right back.
Furnishings for the Las Vegas Now Green Room. Provide fashions for all your fashionable furniture needs.
Don't forget, we are giving away tickets to Billy Idol's show at the House of Blues, plus a chance to meet the punk pioneer, and also a gift card to the House of Blues restaurant. All you have to do is sign up on the Las Vegas Now Facebook page for your chance to win. The contest ends Wednesday at noon.
No doubt Mercedes will be at that concert as well, as she apparently attends every concert in Las Vegas.
That's a rule. When you host a radio show, you
That's
need to know what's going on.
It's part of the job.
Now let's get a look at the stories that are trending now. We all know about cat-like reflexes, but this canine proves that dogs may not have this trait. Ollie, the Jack Russell Terrier, performed in an obstacle run at the 2017 Crufts Dog Show in the United Kingdom. Well, he decided to take the obstacles into his own paws by running amok around the course. He was leaping, sprinting, even face planted after his attempt to jump. Poor thing. Spectators got a good laugh, and Ollie is now a viral sensation.
Ollie blew a 0.15 after that contest.
Really?
All right, we've all heard of or even experienced being snowed in, not here, but elsewhere. But what about being iced in? After a storm in Webster, New York, a home you're about to see, this one, was completely encased in ice. The house, located on Lake Ontario, looks like something out of the movie Frozen. The blizzard hit the Northeast, causing power outages and piles of snow. And the cause of this frozen home is just freezing temps, wind, and the lake effect, along with the snowfall. That's amazing.
I love living in Las Vegas when I see
Seriously,
stuff
right
like
now,
that.
when they're getting hit hard by blizzards.
Oh, I know.
Crazy.
Also, the brand new show, Raiding the Rock Ball, it kicks off at the Hard Rock. They perform for us.
All along the watchtower, princess kept their view, while all the women came and
We'll have them perform for us when we come back.
The most important decision a client can make is
Even Yoda saw us. It's Star Wars Day here at Las Vegas Now. No one gave me the memo. That's all right. The professional firefighters of Nevada have teamed up with the American Red Cross to launch the 5th annual Fire Hurts Red Cross Helps campaign. Angelo Aragon and Corey Whitlock are here with us to talk about how they help victims recover from disaster. This is a really cool campaign. You guys have been doing this for 5 years. Tell us what this is all about.
The Fire Hurts Red Cross Helps campaign, it's something we've partnered with the Red Cross for over the last 5 years. It goes to help those fire victims. Once we, as firefighters, we respond to fires. We minimize anything that, the emergency incident. And then once we get ready to go to our next call, we have a sense of, abandonment for these families that they now are in need of some help. We've partnered with the Red Cross. And then now when we leave those scenes, we call the Red Cross. They come in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like we do. And they help those families for whatever emergency type, food, clothing, shelter that they may need. As you can, well be aware, if that happens to you, you're pretty well devastated and don't have a place to go, don't have things to eat, things like that. They then help to do those things.
You guys go in there, you put out the fire, you secure the area, and then they come in after you. Corey, why is this such an important campaign to firefighters?
Like Cap said, our job is to go into the fire, mitigate the emergency, and have like a stop loss at that point. And then we have this peace of mind when we leave co-sponsoring this event with the American Red Cross, that we can help those people that we helped in that crisis, help them in another way in a different crisis.
How do people donate to this cause? What do they need to do?
It's very simple to donate. You can either go to the website. It's Red Cross of Southern Nevada. On that web page, you'll see our firefighter logo. Just click on that, and you can donate through there. Or you can simply call a phone number, 702-791-3311, and donate in either one of those two methods. Also, it's a campaign that's statewide, so we are kicking off the Northern Nevada campaign tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll have a link on LasVegasNow.com. Back to you, Kendall.
Our 5 o'clock news starts here in just a few minutes. Let's see what's coming up with Dave Crevassier.
Thanks, Kendall. Lots of news happening right now that you're going to want to be aware of. First, crews on scene cleaning up after a deadly crash in Henderson, so we'll tell you what roads to avoid on your commute home, plus what we know so far about the cause of the collision. Meantime, a standoff situation in the northwest part of town with reports of shots fired has Metro evacuating some nearby homes. Our own Brittany Edney is there and will join us live for a report just a few minutes from now. And earth movers and dirt haulers spotted at work on North Strip location. Could construction on All Net Arena be back underway? We hope you'll join us for those stories and more coming up here at 5. Kendall.
Next wheel. Welcome back to our alternate unit
lounge for an affordable, more youthful you naturally.
Let's check in with Ted Florindo with a look at the weather.
Guys, thank you very much. Another high day for those pollen readings. Mulberry, pine, ash reporting very high readings outside, along with grass, ragweed not too far behind. Tonight, your low 59 degrees, clear skies. A comfortable night tonight as temperatures close to 60. Your winds also stay nice and calm tonight. That will be the case also for tomorrow, too. Your high, 86 degrees. Another sunny and warm day. We'll be riding about 15 degrees or an above average for this time of the year. No records in jeopardy, though. 89 degrees, the record for tomorrow, set back in 2007, but we'll come close to some records, we think, again on Wednesday and possibly Saturday this week. So Kendall, Mercedes, looks like another warm week for this week.
We will take it. Ted, thanks so much. Raiding the Rock Vault is the latest show to get to the Hard Rock.
The show is going to run through the end of July, but earlier today they stopped by for a sneak peek performance. Be sure to come back and see us tomorrow. Check this out.
I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night.